welcome back. Hello, welcome to another Crawoo Expert Talks. Today's going to be a really fun and exciting live. If you are watching this video in post, make sure to just scroll forward or fast forward like a minute so that you don't have to sit here and listen to me ramble while our friends join into our live. So today, you guys, it's gonna be so much fun. We are talking all about the wedding ceremony party. It's gonna be wicked. Who's excited? Hi friends, come on in. Come on in. Hello everyone, hello everyone. We're getting everybody into our live. Now don't forget guys, this is our eighth live. Oh my gosh, our 8th live stream. So exciting. Don't forget, we've had some incredible topics over the last few weeks. We talked COVID weddings, eco-friendly weddings, really great. We also had a fully baby month. So check out our page and make sure that you're keeping up to date with all of our incredible expert talks. We also have PDFs including all the top tips from our experts. So if you send us a DM, we would love to send that over to you. All right, we're just getting everything up and running. Where are you guys watching from right now? If you are hanging out with me, are you watching on Instagram, Facebook? What's the T? Where are you guys watching from? We do upload these lives to a few different platforms, so I want to know where y'all at. Okay, we are waiting for our expert to join in this live stream. So it's just gonna be a minute, folks. Now, I just wanna remind you, you have the ability to use this comment section to your absolute advantage during these live streams. Yeah, not quite yet, guys. Yes, you have so much freedom to ask all the questions you want. Really take advantage of these live streams because they're so informative and so helpful. So make sure you're commenting and saying hi. And if you have a question or if you didn't hear something, please let us know. Let us know how we can improve. Let us know what we can do to make it better. And also let us know if you have any requests, guys. I'm just sending a quick request. Hello. Hi. Guys, our expert is here and it's about to get litty up in this expert talk. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm so good.
Okay, that's better.
Stop for a second. To everyone, guys, please welcome Kia Maria, the owner and principal planner for Kia Marie Events. Did I say that right?
Kia Marie.
Kia Marie, what a name. Gorgeous. I love that.
Thank you.
Established a reputation for creating remarkable destination weddings, trustworthy event management, and the ability to introduce fresh ideas to our clients. I love that, first of all. And I love your awesome style, baby. Let's go. Tell me all about it. How did you get into this business?
Well, I've been doing this for a long time, so about 9 years now, but it's a funny story. My mom says that I've been, into it since I was 5, and I used to play with my dolls and say who was going to marry who, and, I was going to all these things. And I would, design these pretty events and things like that. And then my sister got married, and it was way back in the day. I was young, back in high school, and everything that you can think of went wrong. But it was one of the best. It was one of the best weddings that I've ever been to be honest. Especially the reception. My mom left the decorations at home by accident. The groom was about 2.5 hours late. He was getting his hair cut. The officiant threatened to leave. Hopefully my aunt doesn't hear this and kill me, but she was still sewing us into our dresses. I could name some things, and my sister just kept a smile on her face, and she was just like, okay. So, I would always think well, who's supposed to take care of these things? Who's supposed to help? Who has the contact information? Your cousin shouldn't be calling the groom, hello, where are you? It's transportation was late. So those type of things really got me into the business.
That is so fun. I love that it from a disastrous event.
Yeah. At least it was family. At least it wasn't one of my own events.
Totally. And sometimes I find that even those crazy family events that everything goes wrong, yeah, it's the most fun. It's the most memorable. It
Yeah.
has fun. I love that. That's really, really cool. So it sounds like you're like a hardcore problem solver. You're so good with all the details, as every event planner is. However, special spunk that you seem to have is so much style. Now, let me tell you, I creeped you so hard. When you dive and you're just so invested in someone's energy, I was like, yes, yes, yes. Loved it. I love everything, all the good vibes, everything. So how do you take your incredible style and your vision and also bring like a client's very specific style? How do you meld the two together and create this beautiful experience?
Well, I always have to think that it's not my wedding, right? It's not my wedding, it's their wedding. And I've been blessed enough to have clients that are like me. So when they do come to Kia Marie, it's something about me that they like, whether, like you said, it's the energy, it's the vibe, it could be, my Instagram feed, the couples, and most of it is just referrals, or they've been to an event that I've planned, so when they come to me, they already have those vibes. They're already stylish. They're already, got it together, and they have great ideas. They just sometimes may not know how to organize them or execute them, or they're so busy in their careers, they're very career driven, that they don't have the time, and we can't give time back. So, I save them time when they hire me.
I love that. So helpful. So do you think like if somebody came in with a style that was totally opposite and like they saw your wedding, they're like, oh my God, this event is amazing. I wanna have an event completely opposite to this, but with the same person. How would you handle that?
I mean, we could do it, Sometimes, if they want a peacock, we can have a peacock, but it has to be with class and style. That's all.
Okay.
That's all. We just bring the element to the event, whatever they're asking for, in more probably in an entertained type of way, where it makes sense and it's cohesive for that particular event. Yeah.
Love that. Love that. So great. Okay, so that brings me to my first like big question. Topic of ceremonies. When I've been to many, all big, all small, all over the place. What, first of all, is the best time for a ceremony? Because there are so many different answers out there.
Oh, it's a lot of different answers to that because it depends on where you are. It may, 2:00 in Florida is probably different from 2:00 in Chicago. It depends on the weather. You have to be the meteorologist for the week and see what's happening. But the best thing to do is to just prepare. You have to prepare for it. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
you just have to prepare for it.
Yeah.
I can't hear you. Yeah, it keeps going in and out. Sorry. I hope it's not my end. It's better. Okay. Let's see. Yeah.
My phone.
Yeah, mine is fine. It's just a little choppy. Do you have an earpiece in? No?
No, well.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. It's fine. We're going to get through it.
That's a little tune to dance to.
Yeah, sometimes Instagram they do what they do, right?
It was a dance break. It was for sure.
Yeah.
I love that. So destination weddings, I'm curious, has it been really difficult with COVID? How has that changed?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So destination weddings with COVID, especially in the beginning, it was you just have to postpone. You just have to change your date. But now we want to make sure that we follow all of the guidelines and restrictions in place. I have a destination wedding July 4th weekend in St. Thomas, and we have to have our COVID test that's negative 3 days before we fly there. We don't have to test coming back to Chicago, but we at least have to do it before we go to St. Thomas. So it's just putting those things in place. And even now, things are opening up, but you still need to gather safely, either way. Yeah.
I've made it quite a bit easier with the just getting quickly tested before you go, before you go
Yeah.
over. Yeah, they
I think you should I think you should do it anyway.
yeah,
Whether
oh,
it's
for
required or not.
it's good to be safe. Absolutely. So then when it comes to a destination wedding and you want to make sure that people have enough time to enjoy themselves at this incredible place to be at, does that change what time you should have a ceremony? Should you be keeping things a little earlier if you're on a really hot, nice beach? Do you want to do it in the morning so that you stay apart?
Yeah, so I would say like if it's local, like here in Chicago, our prime time when it hits that 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, it is like hot in the summer. So I would avoid that time. For me, it depends on if you want a day or evening type of ceremony. But I think like when you start at 4 or 5 o'clock, that's a good time.
Awesome. Okay. Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah,
Keeping that
that's a good time.
Okay, awesome. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. 4 or 5 o'clock is good.
I totally forgot to mention, but shout out to Chicago. I've never been, actually, I was a layover, but I do remember one time they shot a movie in Toronto and there were Chicago PD cars everywhere. So
Oh, okay. Okay.
like Chicago PD.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it was a good one. Closest I've been, but shout out to Chicago, Windy City. Has wind ever completely destroyed a bride's hair in the Windy City?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But, we plan accordingly. Like I like a first look. So we try to do that in the beginning, and then we always try to keep the hairstylist or the makeup artist at least to the time the reception starts. So we can keep the bride and the groom fresh and the bridesmaids. Yeah, absolutely.
That ceremony elegance, all hairsprayed in, and then when the reception comes,
Yes. But not to the point to where like it was just like completely destroyed and the bride looked a mess. No, absolutely not. I haven't had that experience yet.
that's good. That's good. We love that. My sister-in-law just jumped in the pool actually right after her ceremony because it was plus 40 in Penticton.
Okay. That's fun.
So let's talk more about ceremonies because I keep getting sidetracked because you're such an interesting, lovely person. I'm about seating. This is a really common question we get. Is there any tips for how to have an original style of seating that's a little bit more unique but still comfortable? Because I think that's the two that people really want.
If it's as far as comfort, I mean, there's a million ways you can, style a ceremony. You don't have to use chairs all the time. You can use, lounge furniture, sofa, it depends on the decor and how you want, the comfort of people. But I like to use chairs and, incorporate a little sofa here and there. That's fine. But it's just, it's the comfort of it. If it's during COVID, you want to space it out a little bit, for everyone's comfort level, because some people may not be okay with being really close to people. So you can do that and you can still do it in a stylish way.
Okay. So you can find like these chairs that just like your average guest is able to sit on, but then maybe also keeping a lounge chair for grandma near the front or something a little bit for those who need it. Cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, with family members being involved in the ceremony too, how does it actually, okay, this is a big question. Family members officiating the ceremony. What do you think? Yes, no?
I think it's awesome. It depends on who that family member is, So my mom officiated my wedding, because I wanted someone that really knew me and my husband. And it was just a very special moment. Yeah. So I would say choose wisely, but definitely family. It's okay. You may have a very close cousin that's not, a part of the wedding party, but they might fit better officiating the wedding. They may be a great speaker, an amazing storyteller, and those things play well with an officiant. Absolutely. Go for it.
So family is great. It just has to be someone who, isn't going to just burst into tears. If my mom officiated my wedding,
no, my mom was amazing, but once she pronounced us husband and wife and we walked down, she lost it. Yeah.
Perfect moment. Oh, there's no. My mom would be like, We are gathered. That would be it.
No, it just depends on your style. If you want, more of a comedic type of, ceremony, then, you have to pick the right person for that. If you want it to be super sentimental and romantic, you have to pick the right person for that.
Right. So it's not really about whether it's really about just making sure that you vibe with your officiant because they are kind of running the wedding. You want it to be someone who has the same energy as you.
Yep, and absolutely, unless it's like, a culture or traditions that are involved, but if it's not, then, do something different.
Cool. I love that. Okay, well, if other guests want to kind of be a part of the whole day and the whole event, is there fun ways that you can kind of involve your guests to participate in a ceremony or anything along those lines?
Absolutely. Like you might have your officiant instead of saying, who gives this woman away. You can have the whole bride side say, yes, we do, or something like that. You can have a family member participate in like a poem or a reading or something. So you might have family member that, plays an instrument, maybe they play a violin or something. They can participate in that way as well.
Okay. And would you say live musicians are best in ceremony? Live music is better.
I love them, because, they can test the flow of the wedding. You know what I mean? When they instead of like a DJ who may have to loop the music around again or something, if it's a large party or change the music, when you just have live music, it just brings a different element. But it's not mandatory, but I like live music. Yeah.
Totally. I mean, it's really fabulous and it's very special to be hearing music live. I mean, I'm a professional dancer and whenever I get to dance to live music, it's really different. I've done shows where we had a musician. It was 1 and 2 and it was just very magical and very connected. Now, with that being said, do you think for those maybe couples who want to have this really special experience but maybe can't afford to have a live musician for their entire evening, is there a way where you can either hire someone maybe just for that walk-in? Does that maybe or like, how do you navigate that kind of area? Can you have like shorter sets, I guess?
No, you can do that. You can hire someone if it's to be budget friendly. If you can hire someone just for the ceremony, or just for that walk-in, that's totally fine. But the best place to find that on a budget is probably like your local college, of arts, University of Arts or something like that, where kids they specialize in music and arts. They're creative. So I think that's the best way to do that. You may be at a lounge and have, a live jazz, musicians or a live band that you can contact one of them like, hey, I love the way you play the flute, the trumpet, the clarinet, or the drums, or whatever it is. I'm having a wedding, all they can say is no. You never know until you ask.
Yeah, you got to ask. That's a good point. I love the idea. And experts that are maybe just a little bit younger and haven't quite like started their professional world as an artist. It's such a great for them as well. It's kind of their first gig and you can really support people's passions that way. I love that.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah.
So cute. Wow. I also love, actually, this is kind of a funny question. Is there a yes and a no for using people who are a little bit less qualified? Like when it comes to budgeting and stuff and we want to use a college student for something like music, is it okay to do something like that for videography? Could you use a film student to get your videos, or are you kind of like tread carefully?
Well, I'll tell you this. You want to see their work first. Right? You want to see their work. You want to get referrals. Because I'll tell you a secret. I had the best wedding video and it was 3 college students that were just trying to make extra money, until they graduated, but they were amazing. They were amazing, because that's what they're doing. That's what they're in college for. That's what they're studying. And I saw another bride's video, and I'm like, oh my God, who did your video? And they had a company name, they had a business, and I contacted them. And after like speaking with them and everything, they were just college students, in their last year of college, getting ready to graduate. Yep. And it worked out. But you have to do your research and you have to see their work. you know? So definitely get several referrals and talk to people. Like, how did you like them? Were they professional? Were they on time? How long did it take you to get your video? Was it edited properly? Was it HD? Like, all of that. You want to ask all of those questions. Absolutely.
Wow, that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I mine too. I'm broke. I gotta make some money. Awesome. With that being said, how do you feel about kind of like those ceremony videos that I forget what they're called, excuse me, it's like a video of the ceremony and then they play it later. You know what I mean? That kind of they film the first half of the day and then they do a quick edit and show it later at night. I've seen it a couple times.
Oh yeah, like it's just a quick video. It's like what do they call it? Like a 1 minute reel or something of the wedding, of what happened, so people at the reception can see. It's a good surprise. They did it a couple of years ago, where you'll get to the reception and the video they show was the ceremony you were just at, or something, and people in the car. It's cute, it's nice, but you have to hire that extra help because someone has to be in the back, like literally editing that really quickly, and they have to be amazing at it. Because what's the point of showing a video if it's trash? Sorry. Like if it's trash, it doesn't. Yeah. So they have to be really good at that. They have to pick the perfect song. You have to plan that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of an extra like cash drop there too, right? Like it's not.
Yeah, it's definitely extra expense, but because of the time frames and how weddings go now, like you have to pay the extra money for it. Someone has to be on the background doing that really quickly. So you would have to pay extra money for it, definitely.
Interesting. So then what about if like, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. I just got
It's okay.
popped into my head all at once. Does that ever happen to
Yeah,
you?
it's okay. Yeah.
And how?
Exactly. Yes.
No, I was going to ask, do you think it is a worthy expense if, because nowadays I do think like some people are splitting their weddings too with COVID. Like, so if someone's coming in and they weren't there for the ceremony, maybe it's a better idea for something like that, but maybe not if it's like one wedding, you know what I mean?
You mean like maybe having a smaller wedding, then later celebrating with more guests? Is that what you're saying?
It is. When can this little like kind of real highlight thing be worth it, quote unquote? Because a lot of people love them, but they are a big cash drop. So my question is, if someone were to have kind of that COVID friendly wedding right now where they can have more people with the ceremony and the reception, would you say, okay, maybe a wedding like that is a good idea to have spend that extra money to bring that
later? Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So if you have a ceremony and you want to show that, but you're having a reception later, then that's the best time to do it, right? If you want to do that. If you're having only a ceremony and you're not having a reception, or maybe you're still having a smaller party later, then you can always have your videographer, edit it, do it right, send out a link if you want to share with your guests. They can see at a different time. You can do that as well. But I would just say use it as a later date. There's so much that goes on in between, weddings and things that are going on after the ceremony that it just takes up a lot of time.
Interesting. Yeah, it does feel like after the ceremony tends to be the biggest kerfuffle. A lot of pictures and like, let's get all of this, let's say hello, and a lot of that. So I can imagine that's probably a stressful time for someone to be like, I gotta go edit.
Yes.
We do have a question in the chat too. How do you pick the best wedding favors? Good question.
So people might get me on this, but I'm not big on wedding favors. Like, I just pay for you to come to like a bomb ass party. Why are we doing wedding favors? But if we do them, right? You want to make them edible. You want to make it something that people can use, something that makes sense. So even with late night snacks and things like that, those are still, part of the wedding favors, nice surprises, things like that. If it's a destination wedding, usually we do nice welcome bags for, everyone, and put little trinkets and stuff like that they can use. But for me, it's a waste of money. If it's something that's really important to you, maybe you want to give everyone a succulent. Maybe you want to do something special like that. That's fine. But wedding favors, yeah, we can put the money someplace else.
I agree not having wedding favors at my wedding.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
I do. I can't tell you if I have one thing from any of the weddings I've been to. If I've
Yeah,
kept
I
one.
don't.
No, you
I,
don't.
yeah,
So
I don't.
edibles,
Yeah,
great
so
food.
yeah, something edible is awesome. And then you can like it's so many things you can do when it's edible. And there's other things like you might just want, you know, guests to make a donation, or maybe you've made a donation in guest names, you know, in their honor for a certain charity or something that's important to you, you know, so that's a good way to spend your money versus favors.
That's a good one. We have another question. Oh, this is a COVID-related question. In the age of COVID, how to handle vaccinated guests versus unvaccinated guests?
Well, that depends. Okay. So you don't want to single people out like, hey, I'm vaccinated, these people aren't vaccinated, right? So you need to understand the comfort level of your guest. And the best way to do that is to use the idea of wristbands, right? So you can have typical colors, red, green, yellow, or, you know, colors that are branded to your wedding. And that way, and create a beautiful sign. The sign has to be amazing, right? We just don't want a little sign. We want a big, amazing, stylish sign. And we want people to see it, right? So you can always say, and I'll just use the basic colors, you know, red might say, you know what, hey, I'm going to stay 6 feet away. I'm not comfortable with hugs and kisses, but I'm waving from afar. And yellow could be, hey, you know what? I just got my first vaccine, you know, so, but I'm okay with the hug if you're okay with it. And the green wristband could be like, hey, I'm totally vaccinated. I'm ready to party. Is, you know, if it's up, we up, you know, that's like how you want to do it. You can do it that way. So you can understand the comfort level of your guest.
Guests also have the option to just pick the one that makes it. If they are double vaccinated,
Yeah. Yep. Or you can, this is super expensive, but you know, clients do it. They just have COVID testing, you know, at their events, you know, and we just handle it a different way. If someone tests positive, we don't, you know, because of HIPAA, we don't want to, you know, embarrass anyone, or we just, you know, have to pull them to the side, and they're certified. Oh, sorry. I have a puppy here.
Okay, me
Sorry.
too.
Sorry.
Me too. It's all good.
Yeah, sorry. And we just want to make sure that, you know, they're comfortable. We're not kind of, you know, embarrassing anybody and stepping to the side. But if they're positive, you definitely don't want them to be inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll probably get a whole freaking COVID trailer.
Yeah, it's a little station. It's not a, well, it depends on how many guests, right? So it's not, you know, it doesn't have to be a trailer, you know, it's just off to the side in a designated area. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh, do you think a party bus is necessary?
Oh my gosh. Well, not really. Like, no. I like, what do we need a party bus for? Like, save it for a birthday party? Unless you're like, you are party goers. And you want that party you need that transportation from ceremony to reception, or you want that during the cocktail hour, you want to just like a break away from your guests and you want to go into the party bus and party, go for it. But for me, it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like having nice motive place to places. You can make that a party. You can make
if you like to entertain and you just have party inside your soul, it's already a party. Like, you know, you're gonna bring the party to the event, so it's already a party. Yeah.
Wow! Oh my gosh, these are amazing. I'm assuming you also plan birthday parties. Kia Marie events. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, I'm actually I'm planning my own birthday party, which is supposed to be Saturday, but because I live in Chicago, of course it wants to storm. So like I have to make a decision quick because not that I don't have a plan B. I mean, but who wants to do plan B? I said I want it outside and yeah. It's a threat of storm, so we'll see how this works out.
so what do you do if that happens on a wedding day, like an outdoor wedding? I know, I'm
Oh,
sure.
oh, honey. Oh, I look, we're watching the weather on that day. We have a plan B. So that is planned, okay? Yeah, oh no, we're planned. You know, sometimes they may call the weather may call for like maybe showers and it's an outdoor ceremony, but we plan for that and we'll have umbrellas for everyone. Or we'll say, hey, we really do need to get a tent for this, or we might need to take it indoor. So we plan for that. That's different from my birthday party. My birthday party, yeah, my birthday party, I can say, you know what, we're gonna do it in 2 weeks or something. Like we could do that because it's my birthday party. It's my family and friends. But for a wedding, no, we planned that out.
It's the same. All of my event planner friends, they throw the craziest parties, and then it comes to their birthday, and I come over to their house. They got A&W and a couple of beers.
You know what? I don't want, you know, it's going to start. I don't know if any of my friends or anyone that knows me is on here right now personally, but Kia, if I throw a party, it's a party. It's party, it's customized. Yes, it's going to be all about me. So definitely. Yeah, if I want just a beer, that's a get together for me. If we're just having some beer and wine, that's a get together. But for me and my birthday party, we're customizing everything, we're branding everything. It's like all about me. Yes, we're gonna have like rental trucks flowing in. Yeah, awesome.
Oh, I love that. It will be epic. Oh my God, I love that. Oh, we have another great question. What's your approach on vow renewal?
What's my approach on vow renewals? I like vow renewals. You know, it depends on the couple and how long they've been together, you know, and why they're doing a vow renewal, you know? So if it's your, 10-year mark, your 5-year mark, or if it's just a number that like, some people are really into numbers. If it's something that just means something to you, then go for it. But it depends. Maybe some, you know what? I like vow renewals like if couples didn't have a wedding at all. You know what I mean? But they just maybe exchanged vows. Maybe they went to the courthouse or just did something in their backyard and it's been 5 years, 7 years. And they're like, I want to do something. Maybe they've had children after that and they want to do something with their family. I think it's awesome.
We'll probably have a lot of vow renewals in the next few years too.
It's going to be a ton of vow renewals, okay? Everybody's like, oh, it's a vow renewal and a ton of anniversary parties. So, yeah.
2.0s I'm going to go to here. I can already feel it.
Right. Yes.
What about something like something so classic, like a program? Do people still do that? Is that still
okay? So I say no programs, right? I'm different. Programs, you can do programs, they're classic. Sometimes maybe grandma or your parents may want a program to save, for a keepsake, but we don't have to waste all that paper. It's like, Tasha is coming down the aisle. Brian's coming down the aisle. Like, that's my brother. You know what I mean? So we don't have to tell you who is this. My mom. Who these people are in the wedding, unless you're going to have something like super different, it's not traditional at all that people need to be prepared for. Maybe a program is good. You can do like a huge, a beautiful signage just to say and have the program right at the front, and people can read that. But just wasting all that stationery paper for a program, like you can put that money more into like invitations, menu card, something like that. Absolutely.
I mean, it's a bit of a waste of money and just not great for the environment if you can avoid it.
Yeah, and if you do a program like my program, it has to be like something funny, right? Like give some people something to read, tell a story in it if it's going to be that way. Yeah.
Yeah, like story of how you met, something cute,
Yeah, do something fun, or sweet quotes from the bride and groom, funny sayings or nicknames that they call each other, or, make it like a little cute pop quiz. What would Sarah say to Ryan if this happened? Choose A or B, like it's so many different ways to do it to make it fun. Guests like to have something to do, while they're waiting for the ceremony to start. So if you want to do it that way, that's awesome.
Really, really great idea. I love that. How fun. A little, and what's it, mash on the back?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, have something to do, right? For the early arrivers, those that want to arrive 30 to 45 minutes early for the ceremony. You just don't have to do that, but give them something to do if they do.
Sudoku or something. That is
something.
We have so many awesome questions.
Okay.
Average cost of a wedding planner in Illinois. I think that probably depends on what sort of help you're looking for. Would you agree?
Say that question again.
And so what's the average cost of a wedding planner in Illinois?
Ooh, okay, so that depends. Okay, that depends on your level of expertise, and the type of weddings that you do. But if you're a new planner, or if you're, I don't want to say seasoned planner, but if you're a new planner or very experienced planner, so that range for like full service planning, that's a big range, right? That could be from $3,500 to $15,000.
Yeah.
So it depends. Yeah, it depends on your level of expertise. Absolutely.
You're also probably going to be taking into account what type of planning you need, because isn't there different levels, like how much hands-on you'd be doing, or is it kind of the same for all of your clients?
For all of my clients, it's mostly the same. It's definitely, full service. Sometimes they may do event management, which people call day of. I don't like to call it day of because no one comes into your wedding on the day of to do anything, right? So, event management, because we're managing your event, we're managing and executing your event. So I rarely do that, but most of it is, full service event design.
Okay. So if there were a bride-to-be or a groom-to-be starting to kind of think about planning their wedding, let's say they're super organized, they're really on point with everything, and they feel confident in their planning abilities, but they need somebody to help them, obviously day up because they're getting married and they're going to be that's sort of when event management would be really helpful.
Yep, exactly.
So cool. So for any of our control freaks out there, this is for you.
Exactly. But at some point you have to let the control go, and you have to kind of step back and enjoy being a bride and enjoy the moment, and trust that the planner that you hired for event management will take care of it, right?
I love that. Amen. Yeah. Let that control go. Let it go.
Yes. Yeah.
Same-sex weddings. Have you planned any same-sex weddings?
Oh, I haven't yet. But I did have some couples. Yeah, I did have some couples inquire about it. So if the question is, am I opposed to it? No, I'm not opposed to planning same-sex weddings. You love who you love, live how you want to live, as long as you're happy, right?
Amen. Yep. Do we have couples out there? Go up. Let's go. On a fabulous thing you have come to.
But one thing that couple did do, we weren't the best fit, probably like budget wise, but what they did do is they referred other clients to me. So so we didn't get a chance to work together for their wedding, but I believe they sent 2 other clients to me, and one of them I booked. So yeah, it was awesome.
That's so lovely. I think it's hard for it's hard, the wedding industry, for people who are queer, because it doesn't have a lot of openings, or marketing towards queer couples. Yes. So I think it's really nice to have this conversation right here to make sure that that's out in the open, that well, please come, no judgment, safe zone. So I love that. So if there are you're in the right place. This is a totally
absolutely.
I did have, I had this one question that I picked because I didn't want to lose it. Okay. Since you have a dog, I'm really curious about this.
Okay.
At ceremonies.
I think it's cute. I think it's really cute. As long as they're well behaved and there's no couple that will have like their rowdy pet, at the wedding. So I think dogs are cute because they're your family, they're your family. You can have them at the ceremony if they're not allowed in the reception, depending if it's hotel or wherever it is. Then you just get your pet sitter, take them to one of those luxury doggy hotels so they can get pampered. They can have their honeymoon away at the doggy hotel. Absolutely.
So cute. Our again at my brother and my sister-in-law's wedding, right after she jumped into the pool, happened to be around the time that they brought their dogs back.
Yes.
Sees her jump, and this dog runs right across and jumps straight into the pool. It was the most epic, beautiful shot of mom and dog.
You know what? And if you have the right videographer and the right photographer to catch that moment, that's like a great memory, right?
So special. So yeah, having that was really awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah.
We have another question. Any suggestions on traveling for pictures without getting a party bus?
So if you're like traveling for pictures so you want to plan that ahead of time with your photographer, so say that again.
Your locations of where you're going.
Yeah, you want to plan your locations ahead of time. So if you're getting married, maybe outside or inside, and it's just in a hotel, like you can plan those spots with your photographer beforehand. So hey, we're gonna go right here down the block to this because they have like beautiful trees, or it's this amazing Chicago sign that I love. I love this building, and you can get it that way. So yeah, and if you don't, want to do like a party bus, you can always get like a trolley. Like your local trolley can go, things like that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh my gosh, makes me think of those little Central Park bikes in New York.
Yep, yeah, and, I mean, if you're down the bride and groom, that's a good photo op.
Do that.
Yeah.
Oh, they must be jacked. Those thighs, I swear.
Yeah.
Super special. What about something like vows? Very special, very important. How to make
vows special? Again, it depends on the couple. You might just have two comedians, and you make it funny, but it's still romantic because it's them. But I always say when it comes to vows, you want to create them ahead of time. You don't want to wing it. Especially if you're not like a great speaker, or you're up there, everyone's looking at you, you get nervous. Believe it or not, you will get nervous, right? So you want to plan that out ahead of time and just start simply with just saying, how much that person means to you, and how you want the marriage to be, and how much you just can't wait to spend your life with them. That's totally easy. I had to write some vows once for someone, and I was just like, I to just like, oh, okay, like I forgot my vows. And I'm like, you forgot them because you tried to remember them, or you like totally just didn't do that? He was like, I just totally didn't do it. And we're there just trying to say, oh, I love you so much. You're so beautiful. I'm glad, you came into my life today. I'm like, so when you gotta get this done, and it's totally, it's like those behind the scenes that no one ever sees happening. Okay. And I'm like, he's like, this, you cannot share this with her ever. Trust me, it'll be our secret. I don't need credit for my words that I'm giving to you to say to your soon-to-be wife, okay? But I need you to make sure at the reception, when you do your thank you, you literally like go all in about her, because they'll be your words and not mine. So I've done that once. And I'm like, let me see let me see them to know that you have them at this point. Yeah, because winging it on the day of is just, if you're not great at it, it doesn't go off well. Yeah.
for 10 years. I've been hosting for 5, and I can't go on stage and wing it. I don't like
it. See?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to be prepared. Prepare yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, that is so funny. I hope they have a beautiful, beautiful marriage. She's probably like,
oh, they're still married. It's fine. Yeah, they're awesome. As far as I know, you know, they're still going. Yeah.
You said,
yeah.
He's like, uh-huh.
yeah. Next time I see him, I'm just gonna do a little wink, like, yeah, absolutely.
Planner, literally what every single person who's getting married needs.
Yes.
So on point. It is such like what a hangout sesh. Oh my God, this was just so jazzed, so much fun. I finished. I do want to ask, what are your top tips for having the most beautiful and unique ceremony?
So my top tips for having the most beautiful, unique ceremony. Again, I'm always going to say it depends on the couple, right? But for me and for my clients, the top tips is always have something to greet your guests with when they arrive, right? So beautiful refreshments. And when I mean beautiful, I want them to look beautiful. Like I want them to be beautiful. Like absolutely beautiful receptions. Yeah. So and know your crowd. You know, if you're like we were talking about just getting the party started. You know, you can have your guests like, you know, take a shot, you know, have a mocktail, you know, maybe just water is fine, but or flavored water is fine. So, you know your guests, know your crowd in that aspect. And start on time.
Start on time.
Let's start on time. That's the number one, especially if it's outdoor. No one wants to be outside in the hot sun waiting on you to get started. So let's start on time, prepare to start on time, greet your guests with great refreshments, and have the music playing, you know, while they enter something nice. You know, don't make sure you plan for your DJ or your live entertainment to come there, you know, at least a half hour, 45 minutes before guests arrive.
Really making sure that ambiance is set before your guests.
Like it has to be set, like set the tone, right? Set the tone. Those are my top. Just set the tone.
That cold party, you want it to be warm as hell.
Exactly, right? You want to just, you know, you want to get it started. So, you know, make sure you know your guests and fill them out and how you want your event to start. If you want it to start off romantic, then plan for that. If you want to start it out as a party, then plan for that. I've had people do the cocktail hour first, right? And then go into the ceremony and then the reception. So it just depends on what you like to do.
Love that. Cocktail first. People get a little tipsy, emotional.
Yeah, because believe it or not, when people arrive to your wedding, they're hungry.
Oh, really?
I don't know, people, they're already hungry.
What in the hell?
They're already hungry. I'm trying to tell you, they're already hungry. Like they've been waiting the whole day. They probably had an early breakfast and they're already hungry.
Right. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. So snacks, drinks, like the party needs to be on before your guests arrive.
Yeah, you have to plan ahead. So if that's the type of person you are as far as party, that's what people are expecting, right? They're like, oh my God, every time we go to something that they have, it's always a party. So they're ready, they're on. They're already expecting you to have that stuff ready for them. Absolutely.
Oh, such great tips. Kia, this was such a pleasure. Oh my gosh. I feel like I have so much knowledge for my future wedding one day.
Absolutely.
Pleasure speaking with you.
My pleasure.
Let everybody know where they can find you, where they can get in touch.
So social media at Kia Marie Events and website is kiamarieevents.com. Now it's only one E between Marie and events. So there's no double E. It's one E.
Yeah. One E. Confirmed. One E, guys. Fantastic. Well, it has been so much fun. Thank you for sharing all your incredible
You are welcome.
It's so fun.
Thank you.
Party and happy early birthday also.
Thank you. See, you're my girl. You're already on it, right? You're already on it. Thank you so much.
Of course. course. This is so much fun. Wow. I'll let you get back to your Wednesday. Guys, don't forget to come back next week for our next Expert Talks. I'm Anisha, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks, Kia. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.